Hey guys, it's Brian from Arrowhead Garage, and today on Firebird Friday, we're installing the rubber seals around the doors and the windows in our 67 Firebird 400. So with that, let's stop the yapping and let's get to wrenching on this week's episode of Firebird Friday. All right, there's basically three rubber seals that go on the 67 Camaro and 67 Firebird. You have the felt one, which is this one right here. That goes on down this channel. So you know what that means? You got to take this whole thing out of the car. And to do that, you got to take the window out of the car and get this thing out. Now, there's a video of a guy says that he's doing it with this in the car. I tried what he said. I couldn't get it. So maybe I'm not as awesome as he is, but I found out you got to take this out. The next seal you're going to look at, that is this one right here. Nice, big, thick, kind of a weird looking groove. It goes up here in there. So basically that corner down and then all the way back into here down to there. So that's that one. Then the one with the little white nibby-bibbies everywhere. See it? There they are. Those go around the door and then back up and over to here. So that means I need to take off a door panel so I can get out the bolts that hold the window frame in and the window out. And yeah, so I got to get this car ready for a car show, which is Firebird Fest in St. Louis in May. So if you're a Firebird guy, check it out, firebirdfest.com. Link down below. If you're going to be there, join me and John, Louie, and Mike. We're all going to be there. So let's get this weather stripping in, and let's get this project on the road. All right, so to take out your main glass, you're going to roll your window down, and inside here, let's see if I can get a light on this. Down here, you're going to see a screw, which is right there. Kind of see that? That screw has to come out. You got to take off this bolt right there, which is that little window stop. That comes out. And then there's a second screw right there. And then inside there is another one of those stops. Let's see if I can. That window stop needs to come out as well. So let's get that done and we'll go on to the next step. Now, the two bump stops are out. The two screws are out. So we should be able to pull up this window with no problem. So kind of reach in, you'll feel it. See if yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. There it is. And we're just gonna pull it straight up. There it is, there it is. That's the way your window is going to come out, just like that. Now, we need to get out this window here. This whole frame comes out. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. First one is right there. That one there, you kind of see it's right underneath the handle. That's also one of your adjustment screws. So make mark of how many threads is popping out there. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3 threads right there. So I'm going to mark that. Then up here, you have a chrome bolt, or I should say bolt, a screw right there. And then you have this one right here. So those two there. Then, let's go deeper. The next one is right there. So right underneath that door hinge, another one of those nuts that go on there. And there's going to be a plastic washer under that metal washer. You can kind of see there's two circles there in a sense. So make sure you take the metal one off, and then that plastic one's the bigger one. Let's go ahead and get those off, and I'll show you what all those look like. Okay, there's that right there. There's a stud there. Now that stud has a slit in it that you can take a screwdriver and adjust it in and out, and that will adjust your glass. So do not lose this. Let's go put this in a safe spot. One more thing here. Right underneath the base there, that screw right there, that also needs to come out when you go to take out this vent window. Now this screw here, she's a long one. I bet you this screw's never been out since the day it was put in at the GM factory. All right, look at this. And notice the angle. It's kind of at an up angle. There we go. Look at the size of that sucker. All right. Don't lose this. Next screw is right here. This will give me an opportunity to kind of clean off some of this overspray and stuff. Oh, that one's much easier. Matter of fact, it didn't even seem like it was in there. Let's do it by hand here. And that's a tiny little one. See that? Don't lose it. Okay. This big boy right here. All right, we'll take off this bolt now. Give me a chance to clean these screws up and take off that paint. Okay, there's that one. Save it. All right, so this one right here. There we go. Let's see if we can get in there with our hand now. Yep. Okay. There's the hat, the metal part. And then right here, and again, after 50 years, there's that plastic. And we ripped it, but it is what it is. Okay, now there should just be a stud left. Yep. Now we can pull this whole assembly out. All right, this is an act. This is just bear with it. Take your time. Don't get frustrated. But you're basically gonna wiggle it out. Now, if you're like mine, it hasn't moved in 50 plus years, so it may need some coursing. So the bottom pin, kind of tilt it back like that so you can pull that out, and then kind of just start to there's part of the rubber gasket. That is old in there. There it comes. It's coming out in chunks now. That's how old that rubber is. Look at that. That is hard. As hard as a rock. There we go. Kind of lean it into yourself. Here comes this first part. There's free. Now, turn it that way. and bring it out just like that. Hot diggity damn dog. Whoa. There's like a treasure chest of shit down there. While you got all this disassembled, clean it up, take some time, vacuum it out, wipe it down, clean it up a little bit. So, oh, and we scratch some paint. Yeah, no big deal. Gives us more to do. So, let's get to tearing this apart so we can put in that channel right here. Let's take it to the bench. All right, so here we have our window out. Now, while it's out, is a good time to replace rubbers if you have them. These seem pretty all right. I probably should get in there, but you can see the top half of this rubber is gone, but the bottom half is still with us, but it's pretty bad. Watch, I'll just crack this off. See, it's just gonna break. So give me a minute here. Let's get rid of this and get a clean channel, and we'll go from there. Oosh. All right, just like that, we have all the old rubber seal in there and the felt. Oh, one more thing. Right here on this part, there's a screw that you got to get out for this top piece. There it is. And it's just as tough to get it out of and into the new one as the old one. There we go. That gets it out of there. And that's what that little sucker looks like. Again, don't lose it. And that is what came out of that channel. All broken up, all hard plastic after 50 years. Let's put in some fresh rubber. Next is going to be the felt rubber that goes into our wing channel here. So, start at the top. We're going to work our way down here. So, see that edge right in there? Matter of fact, there's an R for right-hand side, so you can't mess these up. Go ahead and just stick her in there. Put her in. Then, you're going to squeeze the channel. So you're going to squeeze it and lay it in. And push it down in there. Go ahead and just do that the whole way up. Get it in there. Squeeze them together. And then just lay it in there, and we'll go over what to do next once it's in. And you'll notice there's a little extra left over. We're going to trim that off eventually. But now, let's get back to this seal. There are two sides to the seal. The side that goes to the outside world is a little bit taller than the inside seal. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take a plastic tool, and you're just going to work that edge down to where it clips in. And you'll see it start to come together. You're going to stick it in and kind of pull it back like that. Push down. And just kind of work your finger with it, and you're going to feel it start to grab. You can see how this is bubbled out compared to the rest. So just take your time, and we'll go all the way around it. Same thing with the inside too. Go ahead and just work it in there. It's probably going to be frustrating at first. Just slow down, take your time, it will go in. Just work it. Okay, now it should be pretty even all the way through. If you're not, just fix it. Kind of taking my finger and I'm pushing it in as I work, running it forward. Okay, there we go. And we'll just trim that off. All right, as you can see, we got it in. It's installed. It looks good. Next step is, let's put her back in the hole. Let's get this back in there. So, turn it this way, so that way this slides in. Kind of rotate it. Actually, this shit is trash. Forget what I said in that last video. Fuck this shit. I got in the basket. Okay, I'm gonna take this. This goes in this way. I'm gonna twist it. Kind of bend it back onto you. Take this part, slide it down in. Just kind of tilting it back towards you. And then you'll eventually feel it just there it is. Okay, lined up here. Lined up there. Then on the bottom, Remember, there's that pin that goes right here. So we got to take this, kind of find out where that's at. It's right here. Right there. And see this here now will pop through. See right there? Now, there's that hat. Take it, push that through. Perfect. Now, big screw. Remember, it goes up at an angle. Big screwdriver. This bolt here, as you can see the outline, looks like it's the same place. Okay, and then that one down there. Okay, little plastic thingy here. It was originally on like this. I'm just going to switch it. Go like that. Find my stud. Stick it on there. There's my washer with a built-in nut. Find it. Get it started. Then we're going to tighten it down. All right, nice and tight on there. We'll make this one nice and tight. Oh. Nice and tight, and then the one on the bottom. All right, nice and tight. Now we're time to put in the big window. Let's put this sucker in now. Well, since we have the window out, now's a great time to clean it up a little bit. Like, get rid of this overspray. We're going to lube up some of our rollers and stuff. So let's just take a moment and let's just clean this up real quick. So these overspray comes off. All right, guys, this is that track that rolls down into. You can see right here. Here's your lock knob, and there it is. There's a hole here, so you can get into here to kind of grease it up a little bit. And then down below, there's another one down here that you can get into it. So let's take a minute. Let's just put a little bit of lithium grease in there and get this track ready to rock and roll for the next 50 years. All right, let's see here. Let's get this wheel in to that track first. And then all right, it's in. Now, okay, now I'll go ahead and install the second screw into here. I was going to double check this screw. Okay, those two screws are in. So with all, we should be able to roll this thing up and down. It's in the channel. Hell yeah, look at that, baby. Yeah. Now we're gonna put those store stops in. All right, now we're gonna put in the seal that goes up top for the window. And it's, you're gonna know it's the right one because it's the only one with that kind of a bend that goes up into that corner. And of course, you can see it goes all the way down. And this part here will actually dip into the body right there. So let's get this in place. Now you are supposed to use glue on this, but we're going to do a dry run because I still have some more to do. So let me just show you how to put this in. We'll go from there. And of course, this is where it attaches down here, but we'll get there. So let's go here first. You're also going to need to get you one of these things. This is the tool. There's a link down below from Amazon. Yes, I'm an Amazon affiliate. You will make me a nickel if you buy this tool, but I do appreciate you supporting me with buying the cool tools. Let's get this installed. All right, so we got it started. This is when this tool comes in. You're going to use this tool to push in right in here. So that just pushes it up in there. You just take your time and get it in there. This here part does slip down in the window channel here, so get that into place. And you don't trim that, just leave it down in there. Okay, we'll get this one in now. Again, just take the tool and you just want to push that down and behind the trim. There we go. There she is. That is the underneath trimmings or rubber seal. Oh, wait. There we go. Neutral better. All right, next is going to be the door seal. And the part that looks like this funky U-looking thing, that goes in right in here. Just like that. That's how that plays into there. And of course, there are some clips. Oh, there's still a clip there. So make sure you get all your clips out and go around and get any of these clips out as well. But it's going to rip around, come back up, and then attach in over here. And if you remember earlier, we had to get rid of the old rubber that was here. Well, that was from 1967. So with that, let's get to putting this thing in. Super easy to do. Super easy to do. There's holes all the way along the way. These are like little screws, but they're push in. So these are little screws they push in. And you can push it in with your thumb like this and get it in there. Or you can take a little rubber mallet and a little piece of wood and just tap, 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 tap it in. But you're going to hear it go. Zrup, zrup. So first one in right there. And I didn't hear it go in, but it took. And again, you're going to want to put rubber sealing. You want to put adhesive all the way along this. So we're just going to get this started. And again, we're just doing a dry run. I felt it, that one. Kind of feel it go in. We'll just take our time here. Oh. It helps if you can line them up. Brian. This one doesn't want to go in. And that's when you use the old, oh, there, grabbed. Good. Well, let's finish this up. Really, Maggie? Are you helping, Dad? Here's what those look like. They're just little plastic tees that are inside the rubber, and they just clip in. So, trash. There we go. All right, now you can kind of see here, this kind of slips under the door and goes into here, and there's the clips that go in. There's going to be one here and one there. So let me go grab, and one down there, 3 of them. Let me go grab those clips, and I'll show what they look like. So here's what they look like. They're just little black tabs. And just like the white ones, you basically line them up. And I'm just going to do this one here, like I'm the easiest one to see. Put it in there. There's our hole. And then you just gotta find the hole. There it is. Now we'll go ahead and get that in there, and we'll do the rest, and we'll be done with this one. All right, guys, we have installed all the weather stripping for the car all the way around and back up into there. We've also installed the stripping here. That's all good to go. And of course, right here, that felt. Now, next thing we're gonna do is finish up some tidying work. I need to get the door panel on over here, but all the seals now. The next thing we're working on are gonna be the felts that go in on both sides, there and here and there. So those felts are the next thing that we have to put in, but that'll be another video. All right, guys, we have the weather stripping in for the 67 Firebird. Doors are done, back here is done, felt channel here is done. Next one, we're gonna finish off the carpet and the interior on our 67 Firebird. So if you want to stick around for that, make sure to hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber already, go ahead and give me a subscribe there. And do you have a 67 Firebird, or what are you working on? Comment down below and let me know what you're working on. Maybe I can help you out with your project as well. So until then, guys, I'll see you next Friday for another episode of Firebird Friday.